We want to get it from the horse's mouth, which is fine. And it's very important that we find a CEO or whatever, find time to meet with the end investor. They are giving you 100, 250, 500 million, 2 million in my case now. That's how I built my companies, is one-on-one.
Welcome back, Alchemists. This is Abundance Thursdays with myself, Walter Emerald, and the great Vinney Chopra. Vinny, welcome back. I heard it's 44 degrees where you are. It's 11 degrees where we are. So, I see you're indoors, man. 80-20, what does it mean? Why did Pareto say it was such a good idea? And how do we use it in real estate? Before we dive in, what is going on the West Coast? The best.
West Coast, actually, we are heading out to Cabo San Lucas to attend a wedding of my partner. My people, my partners are younger than I am. 73, I'll be 74, but my partners are 33, 34, 37.
You're smart, Vinny, because you're the capital stack. You're the capital guy, and they're still putting out the work. So they have to be a little bit on the younger side. This game is a young man's game or a young woman's game.
Keep me young. It's the circle of friends. When you go into the same age as you, and you feel, and they're thinking and everything.
Let's be real. You're going to be 47, not 74.
Exactly.
47 years young.
Yes.
You're getting wiser by 10 decades every year now.
Every time. 80-20 principle is so important. Everybody to look at their activities for last week. And that's what I was thinking. To say circle, the main activities that got them results. Got them investors or people or brokers. In our case, when how many deals we talked about, how many underwritings we did, how many LOIs did we put, things like that, to see the results with the activity. A lot of times, 80% of the results come from 20% of the very selected activities.
Wow. Yeah, I got to say, Vinny, I feel disconnected from a lot of the real estate investors out there right now because I'm so focused on leasing up and everybody else is trying to find deals or trying to find money. And I'm just like, is there normal people out there who want to live in my buildings? That seems to be like we're all the thing we're tracking and the metrics we're following, which we are doing good, by the way.
Guess what? See, your results are coming 80% from your focus of 20% of leasing up. So that's what Stephen Covey, I remember, in his 8th habit, he talked about his daughter was pregnant and she was really uncertain. I remember reading that what to do, the compass or the calendar. So it was the choice between true north, compass, what she should be doing, or taking care of the calendar with appointments and everything. And Stephen Covey said to his daughter, just follow the north. So don't worry about calendar when you need to be focused in one direction with getting the baby in this world. Similarly, too, for us, we got to be concentrating on different activities to get results. If the activities don't get us results, we don't need to do it.
This is so cool. All right, because I got a baby coming, so I know what that means. You're like, yeah, that has to happen. And we've got this lease up strategy that we're pushing hard, but also we're about to go into a cap raise. We're ready to go and start for a capital project.
Yes.
I feel like I'm following in your footsteps. I see you buying the hotels. You got, I think, 6 on the agenda for this year, not all locked down, but coming. Yep. That's a goal.
Yeah.
Or 7. And now that we're getting to the point of, okay, we're stabilizing, before I went to cap raise, I had to make sure we were more efficient with the capital. It was on my heart. It was in the finances. I could see it. And the last 9 days I did that. In the last 9 days, I can see the trajectory of everything changing. And now I'm saying, good, let's go do it again. Let's do more.
Yes.
So Vinny, 80-20, does it work in lease up? Does it work in cap raising? Does it work in finding deals? And if so, what is your 20%? Where do you find yourself going?
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you're saying that. We are concentrating. See, 80-20 can be in finding the right hotels, in my case, partnering with right partners and raising money. So both two prongs have to be the whole focus of my activities, have to be those two places only. See, we get stymied when we are thinking about several things. I want to do 5 things. I want to do 10 things. But guess what? Only 2 or 3 will bring the results. So it's 70-30 or 80-20 most of the time. And that's the reason most everything, that's why Pareto principle says, is that what your activities are, they better bring results. Okay. So if those activities are just killing time and feeling sorry about not getting results and not really preparation time is a good time.
Yeah.
Client talking one-on-one, great time. Presentations, great time. Having the assistant.
What would you say, Vinny? What would you say is better? One-on-one with one person who's ready to put $100,000 in your pockets, or group sessions with 10 investors or 100 investors who want to put 100,000 in your pocket? Which one does Vinny say is more important? If you only could choose one.
I would say overall, getting 100 people to buy into who you are and then individually meeting with them. See, 100,000 is a big payoff. If you raise 100,000, we might make 30,000, right, over the years. So it's a 30% commission, let's say. So what I find is that even 3 people, if we are in a meeting and one gets negative, guess what? 2 are gone. So
Right.
individual, and everybody individually has their own profile, their risk tolerance, their background, and what they're looking for. So it's good to do one-on-one. That's how I built my companies, is one-on-one. Most of the time, I've never done big webinars. Now I do it just to teach people in Eventbrite and everything. But then from there, we get accredited investors. Then we meet, or I meet actually. My assistants couldn't do it. We tried it and tried it. They said, no, we want to meet with Vinney. We want to talk to him. We want to get it from the horse's mouth, which is fine. And it's very important that we find, as CEO or whatever, find time to meet with the end investor. They are giving you 100, 250, 500 million, 2 million in my case now. Why would they give it? Because they need to know what kind of underwritings I've done. They have so many questions and I need to find answers. I video recorded few things, sent it to them later on. I asked them to see the PPM, the whole thing with their attorney, give it to them, CPA, their pastor, their church, their priest, their family, who is very shrewd. They need to look at my proposal or the OM and then decide.
Oh, this is good. Let's go deeper. So 80-20 has an 80-20. So there's an 80-20 to the 80-20. So 20% of 20 is 4, and 20% of 4 is like a fraction of 1.
Yeah,
It's
right,
less than
right.
1. So
Yes.
if you were to say that meeting the person is important, you got to go one-on-one, but then doing it again and again, the third or fourth one-on-one that you're doing with them is almost non-negotiable. It's more important than the first one.
You know, it is true, because the thing is, many people just stop at the first one and then they don't really dig into each person's, what they are looking for. We got to make sure that their tolerance for, in my case, I'm changing
Because
from,
you're talking about $1-2 million investments. Like, this is big money that people are
big
putting
money,
in. Yeah.
huge money, huge money.
Even for very wealthy people, this is still big money.
Totally it is. Even a dollar more is a big money. 100, 250. Now my level is 250 now. So 250 minimum, then 500, then million.
250 is your minimum. It's the minimum
Minimum.
that a person can invest with you. Yep.
Yeah, right now in the
Okay.
hotel. I'm raising 3 million with only 6 people or 5 people now. And that's beauty, because they are very wealthy people and they need those special K1s, tax breaks and things like that in hospitality. If we structure it right through your CPA or your attorney, I'm not one, we could actually give them a general partnership loss for the cost segregation and the bonus depreciation. which they can bat against the W-2 income or capital gains and everything. So it's
Right.
very exciting. Yeah.
It's fascinating because I got some investors who want to sell out of some of their stocks because they've gone too up. They think the stock market's going to come down a little bit on those particular stocks, not the whole stock market. They just think
Yeah.
that stock's a little overpriced, but they don't
Today,
want to sell because
the
the gain's
bloodbath,
way too big.
today. I don't know if you saw it. It was
Well, this
down
is the bloodbath they were expecting. So
today, 700 points. Even Nasdaq went 400 points down, which is huge, huge.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is so a lot of my friends have been getting out of the stock market and shifting over, but they've been using the gains of their real estate professional status in order to protect themselves. Their wives are real estate professionals or their husbands are real estate professionals.
Right.
And that's been a way for them to mitigate and be able to get out of those really dangerous positions they were in. They were concerned about this. But
Yes.
it's an option. So 80/20 in your time, Vinny, in your time, like you're working out. And I see you work out every week. I can vouch. If anybody asks me, does Vinney Chopra work out? I know at least one day a week he's working out, and it's Sunday. It's on Thursday with us,
No,
and then
I know that when I meet
Saturday
you
on the 52 Weeks of Wealth, I can vouch for that too.
and Thursday, I'm walking or doing every day. See, you got to keep your mind right. And that starts with Miracle Morning for me, 5 o'clock or so in the morning, 4:45. And then do chanting, yoga, listening to my religious things. I'm Hindu and all that. Then the next thing comes, you got to get your body acclimated with exercises, weightlifting, doing the lunges, all the stuff,
Oh
right?
yeah, I love all those.
Yeah, then after that comes my bicycling, and then comes today it's 9 o'clock. Usually I do elliptical earlier, but because we have the show, so I just planned it that way. So you have the opportunity to plan your schedule in the morning to align yourself for victory. For victory. See, that's the thing. So, Miracle Morning, along with exercising, and I want to be like this when I'm 84, brother. That's what my goal is. My
94, Vinny.
friend,
Let's go.
I know.
104.
So
You
all
know,
the things come together by discipline. That's what I would like to say. I get 80% of the result such a short period of time in the morning. That's why my mind says subconscious and conscious, we need do it, do it. It's not a chore for me anymore because I've disciplined myself to say, you know what, for my healthy living and travels and spending time with the family and enjoyment in this world of whatever we got left, the key thing is to really concentrate on the time usage. 80/20 in the time usage is the best thing. What's the most important thing I should be doing right now? Alan Lankin's book, How to Control Time and Control Your Life, changed my life, to be truthful. 30 years back, I picked it up. But the key thing is, what's the right thing I should be doing this moment?
this goes not into just health. It goes into your mindset. It goes
Yeah.
into your finances. I was looking at somebody who said that gold and silver are really high right now, which means that basically America doesn't believe in the currency, or the world doesn't believe in currency at the moment, because
Yeah.
it's not just America that buys gold and silver, it's the world that drives up those prices. So
Yes.
what that means is if currency is no longer believed in, typically that is followed by a time where currency becomes the best thing to be holding. So we're right now in a time where people are saying hold assets because
Yeah.
obviously the currency just keeps deflating and things cost more and more. But that means a time of deals is coming. A time of purchasing is coming. If you were to 80/20 what's worked for you over the last decade or 2 decades during times like this, what is Vinney Chopra doing right now to prepare himself to really move in a big, meaningful way in 2026?
Hi, friends. This is Vinney Chopra from here in Danville, California. And you might be saying, hey, Vinny, what are these over here? You know, I wrote this book a few years back Apartment syndication made easy. It became top seller. I came from India with $7 in my pocket. It says 500 million. It's going to be 1 billion very soon, very soon. I'm right at about 850, 900 million. And then I'm ready for the next billion. Actually, you will see that happening, 2 billion in this book also. The other book I wrote, which has been a very big positivity, has been my life. Always, I've been married 43 years with 2 children, and the beauty is to be positive, the mindset that can take you to all the places in the world. And that's the book that also became big seller. My third book, Senior Assisted Living, is coming. So do yourself a favor, go ahead and click the link below to get free copies, audio copies of these books, even printed copies of these books. If you, printed means digital, if you can't afford it, but I would highly recommend for you to get these, or go to Amazon.com. Just go to Amazon. I got it in soft cover, in hardcover, in Kindle, in audio, also the Spanish version of this book also. So let's crush it, guys. I know you can be successful. I know you can do the kind of things that you want to do in life and have the streams of income and know how to really, educate yourself so that you could become a strong force in this world in real estate. I know you can. So take that step. Don't just be on the sideline. Take charge of your life. Take charge of your education. It's amazing what we are going to see this year, 2026. Interest rates are going to stay the same. We found out yesterday. And the big thing is those people, those multifamilies, which they were hoping it will ease up their terms and expirations and everything, they will have to inject money into it to stay afloat or sell it. So it's a prime opportunity for multifamily, which I've been staying away for 3 years. Now is the time to dig into 10, 15, 20, 50, 70 units, smaller numbers.
I think A-class, Vinny. I'm looking at A-class now. I think it's going to be available.
Totally. Nope. A-class, A- class at a B price. You could get
B prices. You got it.
You got it. That is the big thing. Grant Cardone, I just happened to watch one of his things. He was at a convention over there in Las Vegas. He says it's pessimistic view. And that's the time you really jump in. That's what Warren Buffett has done all his life, right?
Yeah. I think the A-class operators are bleeding right now, and they're going to bring their stuff to the market at B-class prices. And we are sitting here submitting the offers as we speak.
I love it. I love it. And that's the key thing. You got to be in the ball game to win. You cannot be spectator all the time. That's what we are doing with hospitality. These are the beautiful assets, but they went bad because of COVID and everything. And they've been on the books of the lenders, banks, and some of the syndication groups too. We are buying from them.
It's many syndication groups at your size, Vinny. That's a lot of what it is. The lenders are taking these things back.
Yeah, they are. They are. So I think that's the key in our circle, to keep yourself open. Last night's mastermind, we did so much good stuff last night. I miss you there, brother. But it was fantastic.
I was on a plane back from Jackson, Mississippi. I missed you too, Vinny.
Wow, I can see you. And then some of my part students are joining hands at just bought 12 units, then 40 units. They just got it. And this family has so many other multifamily. So they are buying for 1.6 million or something, 40 units. That's 40 a door. And they're going to renovate, and the bank is giving the money for the renovations. It's mind-blowing what's happening. And Pramod, my other student, he bought 78 units over there in Chicago area for zero money down. You know him a little bit.
Yeah, I know Pramod. And Chicago is a market that looks like there's opportunity right now. Chicago's one of those markets.
Bought it for $3 million. He just told us last night, appraised at $6.6 million.
That's how you do it.
In 1.5 years, they did the renovation of all the 78 units, and it's just beautiful now. From 3 million, zero money down, right, to 6.6 million appraisal. Kudos.
That's the way it's done. So Vinny, if I were to look at what is happening right now in the hotel space and in the apartment space, people got here because they were not doing the right things, right? So 80/20 works in the wrong things too. So 80% of your problems are caused by 20% of your actions. What is it that you've seen so that people can prevent it? What is an activity that operators were doing that was detrimental to their success or
And
something they weren't doing that would have benefited their success?
very good point. Very good. Last 3 years have been really bleeding years in multifamily because the newbies they underwrote not with strong assumptions, and they didn't foresee the market, of course. But then the interest rates never went down. That's what they were banking on. They took bridge loans, which expired, or they don't want to refinance. So the rate locks also went up high to buy down the rates, all those things. Insurance went up, property taxes went up, which so underwriting wise, when we did the numbers, I remember 3 4 years back, we walked away from lots of multifamily, but other people were overbidding. We said, how can they make money? So
They can't.
that they got caught in that whole mess by overpaying, and then the expenses didn't go down, rents didn't go up like they projected in their performance and everything. It's a crash right there. So that's what happened. Yeah.
So it's the underwriting. It's in the underwriting. But let's pretend Vinney Chopra got into a deal like this. You got the bridge debt. You've got insurance went up. What would you do on 100-unit building in, let's call it St. Louis, Missouri, right? A hot market that had a lot of the same problems, or Memphis, Tennessee, like one of those markets that just you see a lot of operators failing.
Oh my
It's a
gosh.
challenge, right? What do they do to fix it?
Love to give a case study of my own deal, by the way, from 2021. Something came on my desk. It was 107 units. It's a real story in Knoxville, Tennessee. We
Okay.
it's a real story. Very good ending, by the way. Everybody listening to us, don't go away. Because 107 units, we found a person who lived in Nashville was a wholesaler and a flipper, and it was bought in Knoxville, renovated. 2 years it took to renovate, and they were trying to sell for $12.5 million about there. And I said, wow, okay, fully renovated, 107 units in a good location. It's a good, solid market. We did the rent comparisons. They were double the rents. What? The property management company had it at 100% occupancy at lower rents, fully renovated building, everything right. So we bought it. 17 offers came, and I think I gave them 12.5 plus maybe 300,000 non-refundable or something like that. Anyway, come to think about it, we knew from the market study the rents will go up, and it took us 1 year. My daughter and us, I give credit to her and our property community manager. They increased the rent. We had to change the whole demographics. We had a business plan in mind, and we did it. But then the interest rate went up too. It was a bridge loan, went from 28,000 payment to 72,000, three times. But because we knew our business plan will work with increasing the rent and demographical shift and charging for not parking, the cable and internet, it was all being given free, water free, everything. It's not all bills paid property. I've done that many times. So we got the new leases as they came in into new program, and the last end of the stories, we sold it after 2.5 years for 17 million four.
17 million
1.5
for.
to 17 million four, brother. And I locked in the new rate. It was like 9% or so. It had gone up 8 or 9. I got a new loan at 5.56, assumable loan for the
Did
buyer.
you sell that with the loan? You sold the
Yes,
loan with the building with assumed.
yes,
Got
yes,
it. Let me
yes.
ask you a question because this has been coming up inside my own portfolio. I've been telling the team we're getting this level of tenant today, but we're going to convert to a different level of tenant, a different community, which means we have to change some things about the common areas, change some things about our culture. And I'd like for you to break that down. How did you change from this tenant base to this tenant base? What are the active steps that you and Monica went and implemented?
Totally. The biggest thing is you got to see where
This is 80-20 in my book. This is where the money is.
The location. So what we find is that when we have 100% occupancy, it means that the rents are very low and people are coming there because it's all bills paid. That's what it was. So we determined that right away. We also found out that the adjoining nearby mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, what's the rental going on with newly renovated units, which you are doing, by the way, right? You are renovating them.
Yeah.
So the residents would love to flock and come to a newer looking unit. It's their family, they're living with their children, everything. So you got to see the differential in the rent. And then as the leases expire, slowly you change the new leases will be with the new pricing increase of $100 or $200 or $300. In our case, it was $675. We went to $1,200 in 2 years. So you got to change the demographics. You cannot have mass exodus, is called. Right. So we went from 100% occupancy to 94%, always. Nothing less than that. I told our...
And you did this purely through marketing the new units as people were leaving.
Yes, exactly.
Purely through marketing.
Through marketing and getting more leads in, good quality residents in, and we gave choice to the ones who were living there too. If they could increase, like for the next month and maybe a couple of months, every $100 or something, we said this new ownership, we are doing everything in our power. We would like to increase the rents, and we were able to do quite well. And we sold it at 98% occupancy at the highest.
And you must have changed some of the amenities. Did you change amenities, or it was exactly the same way?
You're not going to believe this. When we bought it, it had built. The previous owner had built a whole leasing office and a yoga room and an exercise or thinking room, I remember. So all those were done. See, they had built it, renovated the units, but left, all this cash sitting on the table because that was out of town owner. The property management company in this town was not really doing that aggressive marketing to increase the rents.
Wow. So it's a marketing thing. It comes down to a marketing thing to change the demographics.
Yeah, exactly.
80-20, Vinny. It always comes back to selling. It always comes back to the message, the culture, the dreams. All right, I know we're a little over. Vinney Chopra, if somebody wants to learn more about you, they can go to vinneychopra.com/events. So just go to vinneychopra.com. Yep. I think the free tools, the free books, how do they get access to that? Just vinneychopra.com, free resources?
No, actually, it's called vinneychopra.com/free benefits. All my books, my 4th book is coming out. It's almost done on hospitality. I can't tell you how excited I am. And every page in my 3 books. We didn't do it in the syndication book, but the positivity book, my senior living book, and the hospitality book, at the bottom of every other page, it gives the website, vinneychopra.com/free benefits.
That's the way to do it. So this is Abundance Thursdays. We do this on every Thursday at 9 a.m. PST, 12 p.m. EST. Cheers to your success and your choice. You got one more.
Thing, brother, if I may, I got my clone in all over the globe now. People can talk to me and find my knowledge and listen to whatever they have questions about real estate. I speak in my own voice.
What is the link to that? I'm going to put it in the comments below.
Different languages. It's called app.myclone.is/Vinney Chopra. That's what, but it is 12 languages, 12 different languages now. Italian, Spanish, German, Chinese, Japanese, Indian. People can be in their language.
German Vinny? There's a German Vinny out there?
Yeah, German is there.
9.
Yeah, brother. Please test drive it. Test drive
I'll
it.
have to test drive. I'll see if the
Everybody
Russian version's
test
up there
drive.
with Dorina.
Yeah. I'm
Ladies
very
and gentlemen,
glad.
you've seen it here. This is Abundance Thursdays. We're going to come back at you again next Thursday with the next wealth principle. Cheers to your success. We have a choice. Always work with the best. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, Vinny.
Thank you for spending your valuable time with us today. I hope this episode gave you insight, clarity, and encouragement as you continue your journey towards building wealth, freedom, and long-term impact. If you found value in today's conversation, please subscribe, give 5-star reviews, and share this episode with someone who is serious about learning, growing, and investing smarter. Your support helps us to reach more people and bring them into our show. Before we wrap up, here is an important reminder. This podcast is for educational and information purposes only. Nothing shared here should be considered investment, tax, or legal advice. Every investor situation is different and unique, and decisions should be made based on your personal goals and circumstances. I strongly encourage you to consult with qualified professionals before making any investment decisions, including experienced teams like Monili Investment Group, along with your CPA attorneys, financial advisors. Thank you again for being a part of the community. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep building your wealth with intention. See you in the next episode.
Hey there! The upcoming episode is scheduled for Thursday. We appreciate your viewership of the Abundance Mindset Show. Tune in every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 12 p.m. Eastern on various social media platforms hosted by Vinney Chopra and Walter Amarello. Don't forget to subscribe, share your comments, and leave a 5-star review. Thank you for your support.